It's real simple. I wouldn't be able to do my job. I did this job as when I first got to Parkside. There was myself and an assistant, and then she'd moved on, and it was just myself for about 2 months there. I was working close to 100 to 115 hours a week, trying to do the job how I believed was the right way. So, and that means I had to ask coaches to move practices around so I would be available and on site for those practices. And that's 2 days in August. So that, that's cross country, volleyball, men's women's soccer. So I know what it's like to try to do this job, and thank goodness it was only a short period of time. I'm very grateful for my staff. I've been happy that I've been able to grow my staff personally up to 3.5 athletic trainers, including me, which kind of really gives us an opportunity to only have one team per season, and they do an incredible job. They each have their own specialties, their own quirks, and their own skill sets. And the beauty of it is that I've been able to match us together and get the right staff here. That there is overlap, but there is a lot of difference between us, that I can match individuals with different types of coaches and different teams, and we can have success with those teams, and they can build those relationships. So, Tyler, Sadie, and Jenny, they do a great job, and they do, they're always doing more than I ask, which is nice. And that's kind of what an athletic trainer does. We know what needs to be done, and we figure out ways to get it done, and they do a great job at doing that. And we talk about Division II life and balance, and trying to keep things in perspective, but it's hard as an athletic trainer knowing that we have times where fall season overlaps with winter season, and there is that we all look at each other and say, all right, these next 3 weeks are going to be hard, all right, but let's get through these 3 weeks, and then we slow down and take a breath. And we support each other quite a bit. In the spring we have baseball, softball, and track, so it allows one of my staff members to be free. That's typically is Sadie, and right now it's really good that she is the person that's free because she can study, but she also picks up the overlap. So if I need a weekend off, or Tyler needs a weekend off, or something needs us to give a little bit, she can pick up a weekend for us that we're not covering an event or covering home games or away games, and it gives us an opportunity to kind of take 2 seconds to breathe since we've been going on since August 14th. So we run hard. We run hard and we play hard, and that's what we do as athletic trainers. But when I did finally accept the position here, I noticed that we did not have that sports medicine team in place. And to me, it's tragic, especially when you start talking about the health and safety of student athletes and how important it is to have people that you trust around you helping you take care of your student athletes. So when I first got here, it was kind of thrust upon me, hey, there's this doc here, and that's where it started off, building relationships. I was from the north side of Milwaukee. I have a lot of really strong relationships in the Milwaukee area. And I still needed to build those types of relationships in Kenosha, and that's what, I made a lot of personal, I still to this day make a lot of personal phone calls to physicians in the Milwaukee area, and there's a lot of very good physicians in the Milwaukee area that I asked help with certain difficult cases. And I usually work through our sports medicine, our team docs, and they agree that, yeah, I think this would be a better location for this athlete versus someone within our organization. But it took me a couple of years to build those relationships. I did go through the process of developing more sports medicine team a couple of times. The first time, I found a physician who cared a lot about our athletes, and I really trusted him, and I really pushed to go down that avenue. And when he left, we had an opportunity. We reopened up the sports medicine contract again, and we went to a different route of more of that fundraising aspect of, well, how can we best support student athletes at Parkside, and that's where we went to more of a marketing agreement with what we were looking for with the local medical groups, and Wheaton Franciscan was the one that won that group. It was the group that won that contract, and it was more about building relationships and seeing the value in each other. That process was a long process that I had to go through. I had to work with individuals on campus and individuals at the state level, and what does that look like? That relationship look like? And so it was. I went through that process twice, and I think we're a couple of years away before I have to go through that process again. And there's a lot of people in this community that could be part of this team, the sports medicine team, and I value them, even though they may not work for Wheaton. they might work at United or Comp or one of these other groups. And we reach out to them when we feel that they're the right fit for that athlete. But I think we're really lucky that we landed with Wheaton, and we have a Parkside alumni graduate undergrad here as our team physician, Dr. Yankovic, which is special because he gives a different type of commitment. It's his alumni. He's going to come back here. He's passionate about not that he would be passionate about one of the other institutions in the area, but he bleeds a little green because he went here and he gets it. And there's a lot of alumni that work for Wheaton that get Parkside. And they understand the struggle at Parkside and what we're trying to accomplish. And then building other relationships with M&H Imaging and being able to get them on board with us. And working and calling a bunch of different vendors and working relationships with individuals. And my goal always when I go into these ventures and when I ask people for money or the idea is, how am I going to improve our student athletes' lives here? How can we give them better care with a budget that's maybe not what I feel we should have, but I want to create that environment that they feel like they're being taken care of. And that's the reason why I go into those different relationships, and I form those relationships across all over Southeast Wisconsin. I'm trying to pull them into the Parkside family.